All right, bonjour, wache, anin, tansi. Welcome to Lakehead University. Denise Baxter, Indishnakas, Makwa Dodem, Martin Falls, and Donjaba. My name is Denise Baxter. I'm the Vice Provost of Indigenous Initiatives here at Lakehead University. We are so happy to have so many honored guests, students, faculty, and staff join us today as we unveil our community-based art project with our very own Lakehead University Indigenous artist and student, Tashie Broadbent. So thank you for joining us. Lakehead University respectfully acknowledges that its campuses are located on the traditional lands of Indigenous peoples. Thunder Bay is located on the traditional lands of Anemkiwaju, or Fort William First Nation, signatory to the Robinson Superior Treaty of 1850. Lakehead Aurelia is located on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, which include the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi nations, collectively known as the Three Fires Confederacy, and is on the traditional territory of Rama First Nation. Lakehead University acknowledges the history that many nations hold in the areas around our campuses and is committed to a relationship with First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples based on the principles of mutual trust, respect, reciprocity, and collaboration in the spirit of reconciliation, which is what brings us here together today. Art is medicine. And that is a phrase I borrowed from my daughter, who also does a fair bit of art. And, when we think about the important ways that art can bridge cultures, worldviews, truth, and healing, really that idea of art is medicine and art is reconciliation is really an important truth, I think, that we're here to recognize and that we engaged in. And we're fortunate that we have such incredible students at Lakehead University who came together to discuss their views of reconciliation, their commitments, and their hopes for the future. We've had several community sessions this month to aid in the creation of this particular piece of art, but also to engage in other learning as well. And we are thrilled to be coming together today in community to see and I had a chance to have a little sneak peek here and there, but the culmination of this work together. Reconciliation through art is one way that we can make positive change together. So I would also like to acknowledge that we have Elder Selena Reitberger here with us from Namkiwaju today, our Fort William First Nation, who is going to be really commemorating the event with an opening prayer for us and sharing a song. So I'd like to welcome Elder Selena Reitberger up.
Boju Gakinawea, Gishiba Animut Quain, Indigenous cause. Migazi Nindo Dam Anemki Waju Nindoji. My spirit name is Whirlwind Woman, and I'm from the Eagle Clan. We're going to start with a prayer of thanksgiving. Gichi Manitou, Nakomasug, Nimishomasug, Gakina Ina Wemaganug, Nimi-gwich Iwendum. I am grateful. Miigwech Anemki Waju. Miigwech Gichigami. Miigwech Nanabuju. Miigwech Anemki Wekwadong. Miigwech Kaministikwa. Miigwech Noden. Miigwech Aki. Miigwech Nibe. Miigwech Ishkade. Miigwech Wabanong. Jawanong, Niabianong, Giwetanong, Miigwech, Miigwech, Miigwech. I would like to sing a song called The Life-Giving Song, but every time I try to think of the tune, the Spirit Bear song comes out. So I'll explain both songs and we'll see which one comes up. The Spirit Bear is the protector of the community. The Spirit Bear stands for courage in the 7 sacred teachings, and the Spirit Bear knows the medicines. So we honor the Spirit Bear. If the other song called the Life-Giving Song comes out, that's just really a wish to live a good life. And I think either one of these will be apropos for what we're doing today. So Without further ado, I'm going to step off the stage. Sorry. We'll get this. Technology isn't my strong suit. Yahweh, 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 ho. Yahweh, 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 oh, hey, ho. Yahweh, 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 ho. Yahweh, 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 ho. Iga minigo na bima win Yahweh, Yahweh, ho. Yahweh, 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 ho. Yahweh, 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 ha. Yahweh, Yahweh, ho. Yahweh, 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 ho. Yahweh, 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 ha. Yahweh, Yahweh, ho. Yahweh, 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 ho. Igam inigona bima dizuin Yahweh, Yahweh, ho. Yahweh, 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 ho. Yahweh, 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 ho. Yahweh, 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 ho. Yahweh, 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 ho. Yahweh, 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 ho. Gigam indigo na bimad is the wind. Yahweh, Yahweh, ho. Yahweh, 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 hey, ho. Yahweh, 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 ha. Yahweh, Yahweh, ho. Yahweh, 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 ho. Yahweh, 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 ha. Yahweh, Yahweh, ho. Yahweh, 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 hey, ho. Igam indigo na bima dizuin Yahweh, Yahweh, ho. Yahweh, 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 oh, hey, ho. Wishing you all bima dizuin a good life. Gwitch.
Miigwech, Elder Selena Reitberger for that beautiful opening song and good words to move us forward in a very good way. It's now my pleasure to introduce President and Vice Chancellor Dr. Jillian Siddell, who unfortunately couldn't be in Thunder Bay with us today, but actually is at our other campus in Aurelia and will be joining us virtually. Welcome, President Siddell.
Oh, thank you, Denise. Yes, I bring you greetings from Aurelia. Thank you, Elder Reitberger, for your beautiful prayer and song and for sharing that with us today. It is just wonderful to be with all of you today as we unveil this remarkable work of art and think about it in the context of truth and reconciliation. The work of art we are unveiling today has been very much a community and collective journey, realizing a concept designed and facilitated by one of our very talented students in visual arts, Tashie Broadbent. I'm proud to introduce Tashie Broadbent, an Anishinaabe artist from Manitou Rapids. Tashie's artistic journey began with a deep connection to her culture. She started creating at 12, inspired by the artists in powwow circles, and today she continues to develop her art with passion and purpose. The journey in creating this work of art included 3 phases. The first was a community gathering at which people shared what truth and reconciliation means to them. The second was a collective art making experience where Tashie invited students to paint, filling in the lines that she had created with beautiful colors that she had selected. It was an amazing thing to see people sitting on the floor together, painting together on these beautiful surfaces she had prepared. Tashie told me that day how she would then take the pieces away, reflect on the work, and then finalize the painting for the unveiling today. Art is a powerful way to make change, to bring people together, and to forge new ways of thinking. And Tashie saw this as an opportunity to do that work collectively, to invite other Indigenous students to share in her vision. I am so proud of Tashie and the work that she has done, and so proud that we will have this piece on display here in the Agora for all to see as we continue in our commitment to truth and reconciliation at Lakehead University. Please join me in welcoming Tashie Broadbent. We look forward to being inspired by her story and her art.
Hello, Buju Nindinwe Maganadak, Wabishka Mikizikwe Nindijnakas, Tashie Indigo, Manadu Bwitagon and Manadu Bwitagon Nindunjaba, Animki Wikwadong in Indijada, Wabajishin Nindo Dem Nishtana Ashabajik and also Babune. Hi, my name is Tashie. I'm an Indigenous artist. I'm local to Thunder Bay. I've lived here for about 3 years and I've gone to school here. I didn't grow up in my community. I grew up away from my community in London, Ontario. My father was a 60 scoop survivor, and after finding his birth mom when he was well over the age of 30, we moved to our home community and started reconnecting with our culture. One of the ways I did that was through art at the age of 12. Julian said it, I'll say it again. I had started selling dream catchers at powwows, which later turned into paintings, and I now paint in the woodland style, and I like it. It's very, yeah. So I just want to talk about a little bit about what reconciliation means to me, and I view it as not one attainable goal that's necessary. I don't believe we will necessarily reach a point where we can be done with that work. To reconcile isn't one end goal that we will eventually meet, but rather something that we have to constantly work towards and listen to and engage with each other. I view it as needing to build a relationship rather than repairing it, as it often interprets as. Reconciliation kind of implies that there was a good relationship to begin with, which is not really the case given our history. So I believe we have to rebuild a relationship between our settler communities and our Indigenous communities and continue to maintain that relationship and feel an obligation towards that relationship. And a little bits in that in the painting as well as everyone else. So yes, this project was done in a few sessions. The first session was a large sharing circle that was done outside the Agora in front of the teepee, where our lovely Indigenous transition year program students, our Indigenous learning students and other students and community had come and shared their perspectives about what reconciliation means to them. And it was a really, I feel very fortunate to have so many people share. There was a lot of participation, and many of our Indigenous students used their voice, and it was really nice to see because I know that we're all very shy, but you used your voices very loudly. And I'm super grateful that you trusted me with those words to make this amazing art piece. So just know that like you were a really big part of this as well, and it could not have been done without you. Then I took that and made an art piece, and it was like a coloring book style art piece for people to color in. And that was the second session, where we had the Indigenous Transition Year program, the Indigenous Learning class, and the grade 8s from Bishop EQ Jennings, who had come and done their little thing here as well. So tons and tons of students had come and filled in this art piece. We were supposed to be there for 2 hours, and it was filled in within the first hour. So everyone worked very, very hard. It was lovely to see everybody there, and I got to talk to some awesome students as well. Yeah, I want to talk about a bit what's in the painting, and to do that, you kind of have to see it. So I asked to unveil it a little bit early on, just so I could talk about it. Oh, so there it is. It's done on these 2 panels. I just want to talk a little bit about what's in the piece. The first thing that came to mind when thinking about how to conceptualize all these ideas was a turtle. The turtle in our 7 grandfather teachings represents truth, and that was something that came up a lot in our conversations about acknowledging the truth that has happened here. We also live on Turtle Island, and I've kind of blended those 2 ideas of Turtle Island, the land we live on, and the truth that has happened on this land. And kind of that's what this turtle is representing. It's acknowledging the truth that has happened here. Now, on top of the turtle's back is a jingle dress dancer. Many of our Indigenous students voiced that it is important that we heal, and they have to heal themselves and their families and their communities before we can start rebuilding a relationship. So I placed a jingle dress dancer on there, kind of healing the land and the people that are on the land. The jingle dress also has a little bit of a personal message to me. It's, for me, a personal act of resurgence. It was the first dance I danced in the powwow circle. And after taking a break of dancing, my good friend Anung Benesi had helped me sew my own jingle dress, and I got to re-enter the powwow circle with a new one. It just means a lot to me. I see it as an act of resurgence, so I placed her on there as well. In the top left corner and the bottom right corner, we have these 2 yellow circles. These represent our settler communities and our Indigenous communities, and you'll see this big line that connects them. These lines in woodland art are called lines of connection, and they symbolize a connection or relationship between 2 things. You'll notice this line's really bold and has a lot of growth coming off of it in lines. To me, I used it to represent that there's a growing and changing relationship. And not just one straight one. I kind of talked about how we have to like continuously change and listen to each other. So that's what that's representing. And then in the top circle, we have representing our Indigenous communities, a hand drum, and then in the bottom one, a tree. Now, these symbols were actually the idea given to me by my good friend, Jason Big George. He came and reflected with me in my studio, and we came up with these symbols. The Indigenous communities again talked about the healing and like having to reconnect with culture and resurgence and keeping our culture alive. And a way we do that is through songs to share our stories and our history. So I use that hand drum there to represent the stories that we tell. In the bottom right, we have our settler communities. In the circle, these students had acknowledge their commitment to education and acknowledging the past and growing from that. And so I put a tree, it's kind of a young tree, and it's growing. And so these 2 people are being connected that way. So that's a little bit about the meaning. I'm almost done. Before I go, I wanted to give a few thanks. A big thank you to my friends who supported me, made sure I ate food during this process a lot, hung out with me for endless hours while I painted this. It was really necessary. I want to give a special thanks to the Indigenous Transition Year program students and the Indigenous Learning students who showed up to both the sessions, and this probably would not have happened without their support and their help and their input. Another thanks to Denise and Stacy from Indigenous Initiatives for giving me this opportunity to create a beautiful project and for the excellent organizing of both sessions. I kind of just showed up and it was excellent. I didn't have to worry too much. And last thanks to Rolly from the Visual Arts Department and our conference services for preparing everything for us, getting the supplies and making the installation and sessions of this possible. Miwe, miigwech.
Well, we hope you enjoy it. It has been, I don't know, we started this conversation this summer, I think, and it's just continually growing to where it is today. One of the things that we have been doing as, Tashie's been in this creative space thinking about what it will turn into, and now what we have been documenting the process of this time and hearing from voices of students throughout this process. So I really wanted to we've had Pat Chandan here who's been working with the team and Stacy predominantly to make sure that we have had audio, video, photos, documentation, scribing. We had a lot of staff and students scribing for us that first day as well, just to make sure that we're able to capture the thoughts and the feelings and the ideas of students as they work through this process with us. So once today is over, we'll be doing one more cut to this film where we'll have some pieces from today. Behind you to the left of Starbucks where the little tiny orange t-shirts are is where that painting will be hung at some point next month. We have to get some special things made that Rolly's helping us with. And of course, the team that does all the installations. And there will be a QR code there so that you can actually, anyone who's looking at the painting can read a little bit about it, but then you can just hit the QR code link and you can actually watch the video. And as always, it will be posted on our Lakehead University Indigenous Initiatives page. So I would like to just take a few moments. I think Stacy's going to hit play and we'll invite you to watch the video.
To me, reconciliation is about building or starting that relationship, which is why a community art project is kind of the perfect thing for that. You're working with a bunch of different people from different backgrounds and maybe introducing them to the idea of reconciliation or building on a relationship and kind of creating a mutual understanding of what reconciliation means to everybody.
For me, it's about educating myself and learning to listen to what Indigenous people have to say.
Reconciliation to me is about learning about our country's past mistakes and history and not letting that happen again.
Understanding the roots of my nation's intergenerational trauma in order to heal that to allow our children a brighter future.
To heal myself as a person and to break that cycle and to educate others, while also we need to heal our communities as well.
For me, it's about responsibility, not just for ourselves, but also for others and respecting and loving each other.
It's a lifelong journey that is dynamic and will always change and grow as I change and grow with it. So participating in this project is just an opportunity for me to join with other people and have fun while we are putting ourselves in the same headspace to be able to think about being together in a good way.
Take part in the community that I find myself in now, be more a part of it.
I'm just going to continue educating others and doing that advocacy work that I do right now.
Taking medicines every day and using things that we weren't allowed to and going to ceremonies.
For me, community is extremely important, and I love sharing my teachings and my story with non-Indigenous people to help them understand.
So I think part of it is creating those meaningful and respectful relationships, but also having the willingness to change and maintain those relationships as different needs come up.
Personally, reconciliation to me means power. It means taking back what was taken from us and This project, this art project, doing the woodland style art that's going to be displayed, it's empowering not only just to the class, not only just to the university, but to all Indigenous peoples. The Indigenous peoples who got their art stolen, who got their art taken from them. This is empowering them, and this is empowering me.
It's important to me that we collaborate on this art project, not only in the planning, but also in the painting and everything, because it brings us Indigenous people together as a community, as well as having non-Indigenous people within our project as well. I feel like getting to know each other better at that community level is very important, not just out in these projects, but gives us an opportunity to connect, you know, at a community level, a personal level. So I think it's important to collaborate.
I guess it's an important project that we all do this because it brings us all together as a collective and as a community, and connecting to our cultural roots with the art style of woodland, of traditional woodland style. And that's why it's, you know, so important for us, because it's how we reclaim what was taken from us during, you know, the days of colonization and residential school. It's a way for, you know, for us to reclaim what they've taken from us, and for all of us to come together as a family and as a community to, you know, properly celebrate this fact that, you know, we're here and we're all together.
Well, there you have it. So a big round of applause for Tashie. And Tashie, if I could invite you up, we have a small token of our deep appreciation. So just want to say thank you so much. And I think Tashie made a comment that I just would like to echo for the students that are here in the room, and the non-students too. But opportunities come because we are open to them when we say yes to things. And, you know, whether it may seem a bit daunting, we always have a good circles of support. And Tashie talked about several circles of support. But I'm so grateful that Tashie said yes to this project. So miigwech, thank you very much. And to everybody who came today and took part in this and other activities, we have Sheila back there if anybody wants to do some beading from Indigenous Student Services. And we have one more event tomorrow with our Chair of Truth and Reconciliation, Dr. Cynthia Wesley Eskima. It is on Zoom. It is on our website, so you can sign up there for it. It starts at 11:30 tomorrow. And it's our final event for recognizing the survivors of residential school, those that didn't survive, the families, and the you know, the grandchildren and great grandchildren of family members that are somewhere with us today. So just recognizing the importance behind the art that we engaged in, the healing that needs to occur and is occurring, and as Tashie so aptly put it, the ongoing continuous work that will always need to be ongoing and continuous. So really appreciate your thoughtful comments today as well. So miigwech, everybody. If you'd like to have a photo with the art or with Tashie, we invite you to come up and do so. So miigwech. And President Siddell, thank you so much for joining us from Aurelia. Okay, bama pi, everybody. Thank you.